Hey everyone, welcome back. Thought I'd take a quick video and have a look at the events for both Black Ops 4 and Battlefield 5. So looking at Black Ops 4 first, it gets a lot of detail about kind of all the modes and stuff like that they're looking to give out. They go pretty in depth. It's presented by the Treyarch developers. They have some pretty obviously, I think, scripted jokes that maybe don't land as well, but are cringe, but it's okay. So the game itself was set after Black Ops 2 and before 3. There's no campaign, which, you know, depending on your outlook, a lot of people didn't play the campaign anyway, so maybe it's not a huge amount lost. But for those of us who did, probably a bit of a shame that they're getting rid of that, at least for now. Aside from, you know, just playing it as well, it was also a pretty good marketing tool, so being able to launch the game with a campaign gave a good narrative way to spin trailers, which I felt like we were missing from this trailer we got. So obviously they focused on multiplayer because of the lack of campaign, so it's changed up a bit. So they did change up the formula and they went into pretty good detail about it. So we're getting 5v5 as kind of the main mode. Specialists are returning from Black Ops 3, but you can only play you can't have duplicates when you play. So if you imagine like Rainbow Six, you can't have like two Montaignes or something. So everyone's going to play a separate one. There's a few returning ones from Black Ops 3. But otherwise there's going to be some new ones as well. They did talk about the Battle Royale, which was rumoured. A lot of people saw that one coming. I think they handled it pretty well. There was no clean way to say they're doing Battle Royale without a few people rolling their eyes, and I think they did come out and be like, you know, look, you guys know what Battle Royale is, you don't need us to tell you, and then they kind of went into a bit of info about it, but they didn't give too much on what their spin will be, but it will be interesting to see, because COD's normally relatively small maps with, you know, fast, quick kills and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting how that translates to a full, kind of long form Battle Royale game mode. As for the trailer itself, it was fine. The multiplayer trailer, it wasn't amazing, but, you know, did what it needed to do. Gave some information on the multiplayer. But yeah, again, like I said, kind of the lack of the story campaign missed some of those kind of narrative beats that you might expect from a reveal trailer. They did talk a lot about zombies, which was cool. So they talked about 3 different modes they had. New ones coming out, all in different settings. I think they did a really good job with that. We've got zombies kind of in like Roman gladiator times, which is going to be interesting to say the least. Trailer looked really cool. Also got one on the Titanic, which is going to be pretty sweet, and then another one which is a remake of Mob of the Dead from Black Ops 3, which also looks pretty cool. We got full trailers for them all except for Mob of the Dead, which was just a little reveal. Graphically, didn't blow me away. It looks quite a bit like Black Ops 3, obviously, with what you expect from having a game that's a few years later. It does look better, but, you know, it doesn't take your breath away like some game reveal trailers do. They didn't talk about a season pass, which COD normally does. Like you see with the Battlefield one, they are getting rid of the premium pass there, to not split up the player base. So yeah, who knows what will happen with that, and I think it's a good idea to have one because it does split up the player base with each ongoing map release. And I know a lot of people probably aren't so keen to buy them because it does get pretty expensive, so we'll see how they go there. And it's not on Steam either, so it's coming out in Battle.net, so that's interesting. So that's Activision's launcher. You can get, you know, obviously all your Blizzard games and then Destiny 2 as well. So yeah, if you want it on PC, you'll need to get it on Battle.net. Coming out in October, I'm relatively optimistic. Treyarch team generally makes pretty good COD games, and the last few they've kind of been like the king of making good COD games. Infinity Ward's kind of fallen off the deep end a wee bit. So yeah, I got faith in Treyarch that they'll pull something good off, as they have in the past, especially with the last couple of Black Ops games. Something a lot of people probably didn't see, they didn't really show it at the event, but they put it up on their Twitter, is that they have this new animated logo for the Treyarch symbol, which I think is quite cool. It kind of shows the history of kind of the last few games they've made. There didn't seem to be any video of Call of Duty 3. They probably forgot about that, as I'm sure most people have. Or maybe they just wanted to forget about it, like I'm probably sure most people have as well. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like a Marvel Studios kind of showcase of all this stuff, so I think they did a good job with that one. So next into the Battlefield 5 reveal, which was the most recent one, so that was just a couple of days ago. Say what you will about the title. I don't like it. I think it's a bit weird. Battlefield 5, whatever. So we've got Battlefield 5, the 5th Battlefield. Oh wait, no. Sorry. Sorry about that. Battlefield 5, the 13th Battlefield game. And it's also listed as Battlefield V. So it's kind of like an iPhone X, iPhone 10 situation. Everyone seems to be calling it Battlefield 5, but who knows how many will call it Battlefield V. So the event was a bit more structured than the COD one, so we did see kind of like a bit of a schedule, even though it was a short one. We had a dedicated host in Trevor Noah, who I thought did a pretty good job. Kept it pretty light. Most of his jokes I feel like they landed. He did seem like he was genuinely into it, so it was quite well done. Also saw obviously the game developers as well, but he was almost interviewing them with obviously pre-scripted questions and answers, but it was well enough. I would have expected more cringe, so that was a good surprise. They spoke a lot about the gameplay, kind of reworked animations, spoke a lot about immersion, saying it's the most immersive World War II game, that kind of stuff. Said they always kind of look forward to going back to World War II. Obviously, Battlefield 1942 started the Battlefield series in World War II, so kind of nice that they can go back to that. Spoke about new modes like Grand Operations, so similar to Operations from Battlefield 1, except they're kind of multi-map extravaganzas, if you will, that can take, I think they said, over an hour, with different rounds. So you start probably with some iconic actions like being airborne, jumping out of planes, that kind of stuff. They also said co-ops coming back, which is pretty sweet. So played a decent amount of co-op in, I think it was Battlefield 3, so could have been Battlefield 4, but now that I think about it, I'm not sure if they actually had co-op. I kind of get those two games, they kind of meld into one. They're relatively similar, but it's nice to have co-op back. And they also talked a lot about the squad focus, which tends to happen in most Battlefield games because it is still pretty focused on the squad, and also that you can kind of create your own company of soldiers, which they don't go too much detail about, but I'm sure we'll see more about that later on. They did say there's no premium pass, which is good news. Like I said, with the COD reveal, generally don't like them as they do tend to split up the player base a lot, and also just obviously gets pretty expensive, but we'll see what comes in, because they spoke a lot about being a live service, as games are. It's 2018, so live service is the new buzzword, and they have to monetize it somehow. This is EA loves money, so they'll be getting some monetization in there. I'm pretty sure they've just said it's cosmetics for now. They said there won't be any gameplay altering things you can buy, but we all know how Battlefront 2 turned out, so we'll see how we go there. So onto the trailer. It's a bit controversial, I think. I've seen a lot of people not liking it, and then also a lot of people defending it. It was very chaotic. I guess maybe they didn't kind of give the lead up very well. They spoke a lot about being immersive and being in-depth, kind of detailed World War II, genuine kind of experience. And maybe they were just speaking in regards to maybe the war stories, like the single player kind of stuff. But the trailer was really chaotic. It was really saturated too, which was weird. Everything was really colourful. It's like the saturation had been kind of had been dragged all the way to the end. But that's fine. It just maybe wasn't what we were expecting with all the talk of immersion and stuff like that. And there was a lot going on. It was pretty, like a couple of minutes long, just 100% all go, the whole trailer. I expected something probably maybe a bit more somber or serious. There's a scene near the end where one of the soldiers, she could have been, I've had some people say they might have been resistance operators, but at the start they kind of jump off a tank, so I'm thinking they were kind of from the tank, so probably soldiers. She pulls a German soldier off here at the end and, smashes him with a barbed cricket bat like she's Negan from The Walking Dead, which was maybe an odd sight for what I expected to be like quite a serious Battlefield trailer. But, I've heard some people say, I'm not sure where they got the rumours from, but said that the trailer doesn't really do the game justice, so we'll see how we go. I feel like maybe they could have just given a bit more warning that it maybe was going to be a bit more crazy, or even if they'd gone full on like alternate history World War II, could have been kind of cool as well. But we'll see how it turns out. Can't judge too much from a trailer. Graphically it was really impressive, looked really nice. The animations were really, really smooth. It almost looked like a cinematic trailer until the UI comes up, and I guess there's a chance that it was with a done UI at the end, but I don't think so. It looked pretty gameplay like. But we'll see more at EA Play, multiplayer gameplay coming up next month, as well as Black Ops 4 as well. So yeah, both solid events. I feel like Call of Duty gave more info than Battlefield 5, but we'll see both of more from E3 next month. So for sure any questions will be answered then. Battlefield trailer, a bit controversial, but I guess it's keeps people talking about it, so maybe that's a good thing. COD trailer maybe a bit generic. Maybe the lack of the single player kind of toned it down, or kind of gave it less of a narrative kick, but that's okay. So yeah, give both of them 7 out of 10, both with their respective icons as scores, because both of the graphics are a bit odd. But anyway, yeah, so they're both getting more footage at E3, so look out for that one. I'm going to give this one a draw. Thanks for watching.